So, this is Kyla Denanyoh, and this is the You Are a Lawyer podcast. Now, every day, every year, every season, I try to create content that is evergreen, meaning you can listen to it today, it could have been recorded 2 years ago, and it's all relevant, okay? Well, I'm gonna break that mode today because this is a special bonus episode specifically for Leap Year 2024. Okay, for one, this podcast started April 16, 2020. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you about 3 ways that I have made a big leap in being a business owner and being a mom and being a wife and being all this stuff. All right, so let's get into one of the most important leaps, which is I am a boss. Not like, you know, you are a badass or like, yeah, I'm a boss, B-A-W-S-E, but like I literally have people that I manage, which is pretty awesome, okay? I have a virtual assistant who helps me with running the podcast, uploading the content, getting it ready, right? She has literally helped me to only be able to record this content, and then she pretty much kind of does all the other parts, which is amazing, especially because I run a business called Skip the Boring Stuff where I help business owners only have to record and then I do everything else. Uploading, editing, writing the notes, doing all the stuff. Well, I created that business because I literally needed it myself. I don't have time to make YouTube videos and talk to guests and run my business and pitch to new clients and do all of that stuff while managing this podcast, because this podcast is really, really important to me. And I didn't want to drop it because I really needed to make money doing other stuff. So the way around that was to hire a virtual assistant. So I also work with an editor who does the editing of the audio for the podcast, and I work with a video editor who helps me with putting up the YouTube videos, okay? So I employ 3 people. I mean, I was about to downplay it and be like, I don't pay them life insurance and stuff. I can grow into that, okay? I can 10x jump into that. But right now, I've gone from being a team of 1 to now being a team of 4. Which is pretty awesome. Leap number 2 is I have leaped creatively, okay? Last year, I launched 5 different podcasts. So I launched podcasts for children's book authors, for lawyers, for dermatologists, for medical professionals, and even for personal finance coaches. So that's 5 more podcasts into the world that didn't exist before. Pretty amazing, because my whole mission is being a storyteller. I love to tell stories. I love to read stories. I love to do all the stuff. So when I can help other people with their podcasts, help them skip all the boring stuff so that they'll be one step closer to continuing with their podcast, oh, that blesses my heart. That's really what I'm here for, because I want to create more storytellers, more people who can share their stories and tell their tales and do all the things, okay? So that's 5 more podcasts into the world. I look forward to the year when I've launched 20 podcasts in a year. I look forward to when I can say I've launched 200 podcasts in a year. Not only will that be an incredibly profitable year, but there will be 200 more storytellers that I have created. And so the 3rd way that I have leaped has been personally. I had my daughter in June 2020, was when our family grew, and that was right smack dab in the middle of a global pandemic. And so that was a lot different, but she's now been in school for over a year, which is a very big difference, right? She has people who are teaching her and nurturing her and growing her, and she's learning how to write letters and doing all this stuff. Like, she is able to stretch further than what I was able to stretch her, which was hard for me. That was a really big leap I had to take. And let me explain. Because I know how to read doesn't mean that I can teach another person how to read. And I know that sounds crazy, because it still kind of sounds crazy to me. And maybe it doesn't sound crazy to you, you're advanced. But to me, I was like, if I'm able to do these things, can't I teach them? Not always. And I had to tell myself, Kyla, yes, you've been with her for 2 years, but she also needed the socialization aspect of being around other kids. So yeah, we did that part, but also you don't know everything. And that's okay that you don't know everything, because just like with hiring a virtual assistant to give you more time, you can hire someone who has trained, who has the patience, who loves to spend time with precocious little 4-year-olds and teach them all the things and nurture them. And you can hire people to help you with this, right? You do not have to be all the things. And that's a really big personal jump for me, because the year of the Superwoman is over. If you can afford help, if you see the value in help, right? Because a lot of times people can afford it, but they don't see the value. Oh, but I can do it all. Well, I'm sure you could. I could cook dinner every night too, but that doesn't mean some days I'm not going out to buy food. Like, it just is. So that was a big leap for me, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I don't always get too personal on the podcast. Typically, I'm always getting personal with the guest, not telling you guys too much personal stuff about me. So I hope you enjoyed this special bonus episode for leap year 2024. If you're enjoying this episode, leave a rating. You can give 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever you're feeling. And also, I would love it if you would leave a review. Hey, this show is super relevant. Hey, Kyla taught me about this. Hey, I love to hear other people's perspectives, whatever it is. I appreciate all the love, all right? So I will talk to you in the next episode. Keep taking risks and changing your legal career.